Hi, welcome back to Bespoke Airsoft. I'm James, and in this video we're talking about a KWA gas blowback Scorpion VZ61. It's going to be great. Stay tuned. So yeah, this is not by any means a new product, but I'd never looked at one before. We'd had them in the warehouse, and it was just one of those things I didn't have the time. But I thought, let's have a look at one, because I'm curious as you guys as well. The MP9 absolutely rocks, but does the VZ61 stack up like its brother and sister products from KWA? Brown box, as usual. We open the brown box. Ooh. We've got your documentation and bits and pieces in there. We've got a little bottle of silicone oil, some BBs, which are probably very good ones knowing KWA. We've got a hop adjustment tool. We've got the magazine itself, which is a metal magazine, and then we've got the Scorpion. Just chuck the box to one side because no one cares about that. But ooh, look at this thing! If you've ever seen the cheap AEP VZ61s, or even like the Tokimori one, if you've ever picked up one of those, you know how they feel. They have a bit of weight to them, but they're very plasticky and they don't really feel great. This, oh, it feels like a unit. It feels like an absolute unit. Now what you have to be careful with these things is the way that the mag releases work. You have to press the mag release in before you insert the magazine. And it clicks into place like that. How cool is that? So James Bond. I think this featured in a lot of their movies and games, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a completely metal constructed gun, apart from the grip here, which is some kind of polymer. The stock, which is housed over the top of the VZ61, you pop that off, it comes round, locks into place, and then you've got a stock on your little subcompact. So the stock is actually quite high comparative to where the sights are. So if you put this where you would normally shoulder a rifle, you know, into your shoulder there, into the inside of your shoulder, you really do have to get down. I mean, I struggle. I don't know whether it's because of my neck or how big I am. I really do struggle to get down enough so I can see through those peep sights there. Not peep sights, iron sights, what am I talking about? So, I mean, if you were using the stock, I imagine you wouldn't even be aiming. You'd just be like sort of looking where the rounds go, unless you had some kind of mount and you could put a red dot sight on there. So you do get a standard style mag with this. I can't remember how much this holds. I think it's about 20 or 30 rounds, but then you can get the big long banana mags as well. But for the most time, you're going to be using it like this. How cool does that look? So cool. Charging handle, it's found on each side with a little piece of metal here. So when I say ambidextrous, it literally is ambidextrous because you have to charge it from both sides. Yes, you could probably, you know, put your hands on the side like that and draw it back, but the easiest way to do it is go with both sides and cock the bolt back there. The bolt opens at the top, which is a very unique design. Let's have a look at the trigger. So we're on semi-auto at the moment. Trigger is very nice. Let's cock it back, see where the reset is. Oh, very good, very predictable. Not the best, not the worst. I'd say that's way above average. So you've got one, you've also got full auto on there as well, and a safe. You've got a very, very subtle markings on there. You've got one here which says, it's like a serial number that ended in US, and then you've got one here which says KZ61 pistol, cal 6mm. So it's very, very, I like the fact that they've done this, because not only have they put all their company markings on this piece, it's not like they've blasted them on there in like a white marking, so it doesn't look realistic. They've put them on there, but made them very difficult to see from afar. I mean, you can't really see that. You might see the KWA one there, which I'm not too bothered about anyway. So let's see. I've got a bit of gas in the mag. With the KWA mags, as you'll know, you've got like a little stopper that you can pull down, and it holds it down for you. What you've got to remember is, as you'll see from the shooting demonstration in a moment, forgetting to press that is something that you do quite often. So whenever you fill the magazine with rounds, always make sure you press that. But with that locked to the bottom, we can actually dry fire it. Now this thing is empty. So we've got semi-auto. So snappy. It's so satisfying to shoot. And then we've got full auto now. I wasn't expecting it to be as rapid as like an MP9, but it is. And that would be your mag. The other thing I want to say about this is, you know, with the going in with the bringing it home show, these are always items that I'll bring from the warehouse to where I live. You know, it's 130 miles away. To have a play and give you my experiences opening from the box as perhaps what you would. And that's the whole ethos of what the Bringing It Home show is about. When I brought this back, on the way back from our showroom in Slough, I popped into a friend of mine and we had a little bit of a play on his unit where he is, because you know he loves this stuff, so I thought I'd show him as well. And it was really cold and we shot mag after mag after mag with this thing, having a play, shooting some cardboard boxes and some targets. And it just kept going. It seemed to have no cooldown or very little cooldown. So this thing performs just as well as what an MP9 would, but it's just such a chunky unit. It really is nice. Would I have one of these to replace a normal sidearm? 100% yes, I would. One thing, in fact, let's get to the chrono and accuracy test, and then I'll go through a few things that I've picked up on while shooting this thing. The chrono test is on 0.2 gram BB's green gas, freshly in a nice mag that's, you know, room temperature. It is quite cold here at the moment, but I did make sure that these mags return to room temperature just so you get an accurate representation of the feet per second, because, you know, a lot of gas blowback companies now are renowned for being too hot. G&G. But the accuracy test was done on 0.3 gram BB's. I did when I shot it first on the 0.3 gram BB's, you'll see I forgot to press that button, which is why it was dry fired, and then I managed to sort it out. Semi-auto shots, and then I did a couple of bursts of full auto, which the mag just disappeared quite quickly. So we'll get to that now, and we'll be back on camera so I can tell you a few things that I've picked up on while shooting the KZ61. Fresh targets, 15 metres, 0.3 gram BBs. This is with the KW VZ61. Don't know where the hop's set. What I'm going to do is semi-auto first at the bottom target, and then I'm going to go for a burst of full auto in the middle. So let's see what we can do. Haven't pressed the thing on the bottom of the magazine. Rookie mistake. That is really accurate, even though the irons aren't set to where you'd want them. You have to watch your hands on the reciprocating handle though. Let's try this. That is one awesome bit of kit. You might need bigger mags though. So a nice 300 FPS-ish, you know, thereabouts. Not hot by any means. It's probably because of the short barrel and such on there, but safe pretty much anywhere that you would like to go, which is good. Sight friendly, that's what we want, you know. Certain companies out there, if you're listening, if you're going to release a product in the UK, it needs to be sight friendly. And then the full auto, my word. It was so accurate as well, so accurate, and all I was doing, because I did have the stock out, just to warn you, I wasn't shooting it like a pistol like this. I had the stock out. I wasn't using the irons because I can't get my neck and my eyesight down low enough to see them unless I have the stock up here, which is more of like a cheek weld rather than a, you know, a proper shoulder, getting in your shoulder. But the accuracy on that, whoo, yeah. Not what I expected, to be honest. I expected it to do a little worse, especially with the hop not being set and just, you know, whacking some 0.3 gram BBs in there. One thing that you do have to be very careful of with the KZ61 is the reciprocating charging handles. If you hold it like this, it's going to get you. If you hold it like this, it's going to get you. If you put your hand anywhere in this area, it's going to get you. And it'll surprise you every single time. When I was shooting at the accuracy test, I was shooting it before it ran out because I had the button at the bottom. It got me then, and I was like, oh yeah, got to remember, don't hold it there. But it's just instinctive for you to try and hold it at the front of the gun. And when I pressed that button and put it up, I did it again. Doesn't hurt, doesn't cut you or anything like that, but it makes you jump. So that's one thing you've got to be careful of. I know there's a couple of people that have come out with 3D printed accessories, rails and grips. I don't know if you'd have a grip on here. I think you'd probably just hold it from the mag and just try and keep your hands away from that. Because it does travel quite far, as you can see. So, KZ61 is going to get you, unless you're paying attention. But chrono's good, it's got an awesome rate of fire, it works on 0.2s, 0.3s, 15 meters, super accurate. Is it heavy? Yeah, it's a little bit on the chunky side, but it's what you want. You don't want this to feel like absolutely nothing. Am I going to buy one? Yeah, at some point. I think we've got them in stock at the moment. I don't like to try and buy things, as they're in stock on the website, because I like the customers to try and get their hands on them first. Once you've had these around for a while, and if there's one going spare, I might treat myself, because I've just had an absolute blast, this thing. This is like everything that I remember the MP good being about the MP9, but just giving you that extra uniqueness that comes with the VZ61 series. Not everybody uses one, or not a lot of people at all use one of these. Do the banana mags look a little bit silly on them? Yes, but you'd probably want one to make it, skirmishable in any way. If I could find a way to holster this thing, it would probably speed up the way that I would pick one up as a sidearm. I currently use a 19X and a few other bits and pieces. And a few of you have been asking for an update on what I've got on with our AAPs, as you can see here. I absolutely love this as well. But another problem with this is holsters once you've put all the gubbins on. So I can honestly say I will see myself buying one of these in future. I can't say when, but I'd say it was 100% a given, because it's not all about how the things perform, even though this performs really well, so it ticks that box already. Sometimes it's about the way that these things make you feel. And I've shot guns that have performed absolutely superbly, but they just don't do anything for you, and it's just not an enjoyable experience whatsoever, whatever that reason might be. But the KZ61, otherwise known as the Scorpion VZ61 from CZ, absolutely superb, fully recommend it. I've had an absolute blast with this. It's not every I don't want to say I have fun with these things, but every so often something will just excel, and the KWA VZ61 has excelled in my opinion. You can find them on the website bespokeairsoft.co.uk, as well as the mags. And I'll see you in the next video when we review something else. Who knows what it will be. But thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video. And just before I go, here's a quick word from one of our sponsors. See you later.
Welcome to Tac Gear Giveaways, the one-stop shop to win yourself some cool shit. What I can't say, well, at least you're paying me. I am being paid, right? Every standard competition, you have a 1 in 100 chance to win a maximum of 20 entries per person. That's amazing odds. Here we have the 1-of-1 Sabre 2011, crafted just for us. There is nowhere else you can win this awesome piece. Loads of custom work has gone into the design of this masterpiece that all you will have to do is whip it out on the field and the simps will come running. So get your interest in, like and share the page, and invite your friends to participate too, so they don't miss out on these amazing prizes. The quicker the competition sells out, the quicker we draw the winner. I'm your friendly operator, Frogman, and I approve this message.